DealerRefresh invites Erick Kirks, the head of marketing for Johnson Automotive, and Nick Cybela, CEO for FlowFound, around how video can sell cars during and after the pandemic.
But they're pretty cool. I would advise anyone who is interested in seeing how these things work to go and take a look at it. So we've got some special guests today who we brought on specifically because almost every Refresh Friday since COVID quarantines back in March, video has come up. In every show, it's been either a question or somebody in the audience is pushing our guest to answer something about video. So here we are. Who better to do that than Nick Cybela and Erick Kirks from the Johnson Automotive Group, who we all know as the group that brought us the Badger and Wiggle, Wiggle, Wiggle. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I've been around automotive for about 25 years and have been with Johnson Automotive as marketing director here for 6 years and love it.
Now, Johnson, you guys have dealerships in, you say, Raleigh, North Carolina. You've got some in Maryland too, or Virginia, and is there still some in Florida?
Yeah, so we have several here around the Triangle area, Raleigh, Cary, Durham area.
Where do you find most people engaged with the VR videos? And Nick, maybe
can
you
can we see
well.
a VR video so maybe everyone can get on the same page what they look like, and then come back to that question?
Alex, that's a great idea.
For example, a lot of them can kind of show you this. They're guiding you through. You've got the salesperson there. But in our instance, if I want to look out the front, I can actually physically move that out of the front. But only with this 360-degree kind of virtual reality content, you can get a guided tour where you can stop it and actually look around at the stitching or really explore it directly through here.
We started getting some recognition and some customer feedback about these videos and how neat they were. And they were answering the kinds of questions that you simply can't describe how lane keep assist works, reading, 3 bullet points. We saw a really uptick in people that engage with those videos that end up engaging with us and ultimately buying a car. And that's what we're here to do. Even
more importantly, there's some really good insights around what dealers have seen as they start to talk about having it, which is one of those things that they're kind of looking for is what do I talk about in a way that's going to get customers in amidst different challenges, of course, that Johnson and others are very, very familiar with, like inventory.
My only expectation going into this with FlowFound was providing a better customer experience. And I wasn't really sure how to measure that at first. And it was really, at the end of the day, it was about conversion. But Nick's put together really good reporting, and I think over time it's really developed into something that I can look at quickly because, we get inundated with reporting. But I can look at quickly and see that, I feel good about the investment that we make every month to have this on our websites because of the engagement that we see, the percentage of people that end up purchasing from us. With Nick's product, we're actually marketing that. We're pushing that out. I've enjoyed working with someone like him and like FlowFound because it's not just like, hey, thanks for buying our product and going through our training webinar, and we'll check in and we'll send you a report every month. You'll definitely get our bill, and good luck. And we hope you sell a lot of cars. It's a constant dialogue that we have that he's always chasing me down, trying to nail me down with a new idea for us to execute on. And I love that. I love it.
I like to frame this around how has car shoppers changed their behavior since the pandemic. So you'll see here, this is kind of where things started reopening. And there was a massive spike, almost 4 times more for this Ford dealer specifically. And we're seeing this pretty consistently across everything else. So this is just people that will click take a virtual test drive or take a virtual reality test drive. As we've compared that year over year, that's remained very constant. To the checkered flag question, I think this might actually help, and it's one of my favorite ways to do this, which is Facebook is a very low-cost way to test your videos. Mm-hmm. So you can put all of those video variations and very quickly see what will people actually click on, and then what are they most likely to convert on and compare them. So no surprise, the things that have always worked still work today. The part that was surprising was virtual test drives was the best converting after that. And we've begun to see this across all marketing, and this is something that we began reporting on before COVID. The only difference is now more traffic is happening naturally or for free versus having to spend money to get them there. It's plug and play. It doesn't require anybody else to do anything, but it really builds value behind the search algorithms because Google loves video, Google owns YouTube. That all counts toward that. And when you're building content around the things they're searching for or the services they're using, that becomes really powerful, both locally, regionally, and in this case, nationally. And this isn't even unique to us. If you've got a virtual test drive content that you've invested in and to Erick's point is personalized and effective at delivering the message you want to, you can put this into any paid search campaign for free and it'll outperform hours and directions, specials, and often scheduled service in almost every instance. So I'd say if you're a dealer and invested in video, this is worth doing right now.
When you go to a decent restaurant, you want your water filled before you need to ask to have it filled. You want your napkin placed appropriately without, having to ask for another napkin. There's a number of things that you want to be provided an experience and a service that is almost predictive to your needs without you just expressing what your needs might be. So if someone is on my website, they might not need a car, but they're thinking about a car. And so if I can provide them if I can fill their glass of water, being in this case, answer questions that they might not know they have questions of yet, but if I can start creating content and things for them that they can be like, oh, I didn't know that cars had this or did that, or that this car was like this, then to me, that's providing a superior experience in the restaurant. And ultimately, hopefully that, results in a restaurant, a big tip. And for us, it's a visit or a lead.
Mm-hmm. As far as I know, you're the only service out there within the automotive sector for VR. Have you had any interest from any of the manufacturers?
Yes, I think for us, we've always been focused more on the dealer side. Mm-hmm. But in terms of the content we've built specifically with manufacturers, we've worked with Ford, with Porsche directly. And then in terms of the shift programs or the internet brands or others, those are always interesting to us, but I think they're navigating their video programs right now.
Yeah, that's great.
You're on a couple of OEM lists, Nick, whether you know it or not. you're on Porsche and Volvo.
Yes, you're right.
We're talking about you guys, and then actually, Nick, his company was also recently discussed in an international version of the Lexus newsletter that was requested from Toyota Japan to be distributed to all Lexus and Toyota dealers in the world. The OEMs have their eyes on what he's doing too.